Breakdown right here on Curious Sports Pulse. Curious Sports Pulse. Check us out, CuriousSportsPulse.com. Check us out on Twitter at SportsPulse100. I am joined, of course, this morning by Wopicho. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you doing?
Not bad. Not bad. There's a lot to get into. There's a lot to discuss. But first, Xavi is out, and Hansi Flick has been the Barcelona head coach for officially about 3 weeks now, based on what I've seen on social media. This is the worst kept secret, but we'll talk more on that in a bit. Jaime Carragher said some really interesting things on Jude Bellingham. We'll discuss that, but first, we have the FA Cup final tomorrow. Manchester United versus Manchester City, the derby. That's probably how it should be. This has largely been a disappointing season for Man United in so many ways. But Bruno Fernandes took the time. He penned a letter. He posted it. It's kind of easy to forget, I think, how news. Here's a news. We're breaking news over here. Soccer players are humans too, even the best ones. Despite everything, right? We all are envious of their lifestyle. But he went really in depth and into detail about what it means playing for Manchester United and what a win tomorrow would mean for the club. What do you think, Wopicho? Would that erase kind of what's been a disaster of a season if Man United get the win tomorrow?
I think so. I think like throughout the season, Manchester United has really been down. I where they- so it is really not really good for the whole team, and as a Ten Hag will be like that will be his last match. Manchester is again really sad for him. I know many fans want him to go, but some few want him to stay. And again, coming to Bruno Fernandes, penning down the letter, putting every detail as a player.
Oh, I think we lost Wopicho there for a moment. But yeah, Wopicho is 100% onto something. Hopefully we can get Wopicho back here in a moment. Absolutely. It was kind of, and again, all players that make it to this level more or less, they've gone through something. They've had some struggles. So not saying that this is unique in any way, shape, or form. Just it's easy to forget, and it's nice to remember. It's nice to be reminded that these players, we idolize them, we look up to them, but for a lot of them, there was a lot. For most of them, I'm gonna say, I don't know why I said a lot. For 99% of the players, there is a struggle that they went through. There was room for doubt. There was a lot that could have went wrong, and Bruno Fernandes really did an excellent job kind of breaking that down and walking through his journey, not just to being a professional, but also um more specifically than eventually joining Manchester United. So, and it looks like I'm seeing right now on the Twitter sphere that Manchester United have in fact decided to sack Eric Ten Hag. Hopefully, we get Wopicho back. No, not for now. So right now we're getting something of a reaction from here. I don't know if I love this move. I don't. But let's invite Wopicho back in first. So I'm seeing on the Twitter sphere, Wopicho, that Manchester United have officially decided to sack Ten Hag after they picked up the final. It and this I haven't like confirmed it in terms of I haven't looked at who said it. I'm just seeing it throughout Twitter right now that it's official. If true, what is your reaction?
Could you please repeat the question, bro?
Yeah, so I'm seeing right now, I was refreshing Twitter, and I'm seeing right now that Manchester United have elected to sack Eric Ten Hag, regardless of what happens tomorrow. That's what I'm seeing. I haven't seen, was it like from The Guardian? I didn't do that much in detailed analysis or depth, but it looks like that this is official now. So what's kind of your reaction, if true? Well, Picho, can you hear me? Whoa, Picho. Oh, well, Picho would join us. And speaking of the Guardian, it was actually Jacob Steinberg from the Guardian who broke the story, who confirmed this. So this is actually official now. Well, Picho, this is official now. Officially, I don't know how many times I can say official, but Jacob Steinberg of the Guardian is reporting Manchester United have decided to sack Eric Ten Hag after the FA Cup final. So it's official. What's your reaction?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't expect this. I thought maybe it was going to be like for one more season, like they were going to give him a chance, like another season. But it's really, really, really sad to see him go. But yeah, everyone, as I said, most fans wanted him to leave, and it has been a crazy season. Like most of the time, his comments were like really weird. I didn't expect him like to say when you lose, he says that you've been playing a good game. When you play a good game, you don't lose, and you don't lose by a big goal margin. So yeah, we like this is compared to his last season. This was like a really bad season. We have just broken all the records. We have conceded more shots, conceded more goals. Like for a top six club in England, that's not good. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think I think the management at Manchester United, they have done it well. But now the problem is who's going to replace him, because that's the bigger question. Who is the one to replace him and to take the team forward? That's the question that is on everyone's mind, because I knew that if they get Ten Hag out, they have to have a replacement there within 2 to 3 days. Yeah, but right now you never know, because as you like, I think we're just going to be like this season. We're still going to struggle the way we struggled this season if they bring a new manager. So I thought that maybe they fire him, then they announce there and then they say that, hey, we have this person who's replacing Ten Hag. But at the moment, I think they are doing what Bayern are doing. They are trying to put everyone together. Then they see who can replace him. We hope that the manager takes Manchester United to the heights that they have been.
I know exactly who's going to replace him, Wopicho. Xavi will. So this works out great. This is brilliant. But we'll talk more on that in a moment. First, let's move on to Jaime Carragher and what he said about Jude Bellingham. I don't. I think that's kind of interesting, and I respect Jaime Carragher, even though he played for Liverpool. Um, I think he's going a step too far by comparing him already to Zinedine Zidane. That's just how I view it. Let me see if I can find the actual quote so I'm not misquoting him of Zidane. And again, I love Jamie Carragher. He's brought so much to the game, not only as a player, but then post it as an analyst. So he says Bellingham is the Real Madrid star, but it's Foden who reminds me of Zidane. Okay, so I completely mischaracterized what he said. Either way, what do you think of that? What he said? Bellingham is the Real Madrid star, but it's Foden who reminds me of Zidane. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Foden is really natural. He's like the technical player from England. The hype suits him. Like he's really good. You know, if he compares Foden to Zidane, I think that's a little bit too far. That's over. Like that's the limit. Zidane was like really was. I don't know. A lot of players like back then really wanted to play with Zidane because he was really complete midfielder. What he did on the pitch was extraordinary. And yeah, to me, I think what he was trying to mean here that yeah, Jude Bellingham is good, but Foden is really better than Bellingham. I think that's what he was trying to say. So I'll suppose that. I believe Phil Foden is on another level compared to Jude Bellingham. Like technically, naturally gifted. Phil Foden is naturally gifted. He's better than he's better than Jude Bellingham because I've watched I've watched Foden and I've watched Bellingham, and you can see the difference in between them. Like Foden is really that guy who really works the flank and the midfield. And I don't think Bellingham can run through the wing that like Foden does. But Foden has done that. He has played forward. He has played in the midfield for Manchester City this season. So I believe Carragher is right to say Foden is better than Jude Bellingham. But he's not like Zinedine Zidane. Yeah, he reminds him of Zinedine Zidane, but yeah, he's not on that level. Zinedine Zidane. But yeah,
No,
Foden
no,
is really
no.
good. Yeah, Foden is really good.
No, I agree with what you're saying, Will Peach, 100%. If that's the conversation, who's better, Jude Bellingham or Phil Foden? I agree that that's a conversation we can have, and I think I would 100% pick Phil Foden right now, both at the club level and for England. That doesn't mean he's a Don. That so I agree
No,
with
no,
you
no, no.
100%. Let's go ahead talk about Xavi now. So he's out because he's going to be coaching at Old Trafford soon. So this is exciting for us. But kidding aside, um, I have my take on this, but I want to kind of hear what you have to say first. Xavi out at Barcelona. This is about a half day old now. This news. Kind of what are you thinking in terms of what went wrong for Xavi this year, and did Barcelona make the right move?
I think Laporta at first Laporta was like Xavi was the like no one could replace him. Remember after the Champions League and the El Clasico thing, then he was like, I'm going to go out after the end of the season. Then everything went right. Like, oh, Xavi is going to stay. Then after the game recently, Xavi talked about Barcelona's financial problems. So he really touched well Laporta doesn't want him to talk about. So I don't think they really did something that's right because he came last season. He took La Liga title. He took the title. He lifted the La Liga title, and that's amazing. Xavi is really an amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think him just saying that because of this, because of the financial woes that he's talked about on camera, they fired him. I think Barcelona have done a mistake there because yeah, the manager that they're bringing, Hansi Flick, is good, but you don't expect him to perform like do what Xavi has done, and it's just time will tell how Hansi Flick will perform. But I do think that Barcelona firing, sacking Xavi was a good way for them to go. They could give Xavi time. He was trying to build Barcelona in his way, trying to do what Pep has done, and it was really coming out. The young players from the academy who have come out and surprised us. The Yamal, the Pau. I mean, he has been incredible. He has been an incredible manager. Bringing these youngsters out and they perform at the highest level. That's amazing. And I think if they could have given him more time, he could have surprised us and maybe winning another treble for Barcelona like Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, you and me agree on that 100%. Now for Hansi Flick, I'm very skeptical. I I really think this is a coaching downgrade, and I think there was something else going on behind the scenes. I'm just talking purely on the pitch, and here's what I mean by that. Hansi Flick rushed back to coach national team soccer at the first moment after having a really successful year with Bayern. That would scare me if you're committing to him. And it's so much it's two different jobs coaching club soccer and coaching national team soccer. So yeah, he did well at Bayern, but that was Bayern and that was back then. Not to take away, he did well also in Europe. He did well in Europe. So I'm not to take that away. But we kind of only have a 1-year sample size of him having success at the club level, and that really concerns me. Hansi Flick, I think we're going to be having the same Barcelona conversation next year and 2 years from now, whether they keep him or not. If you ask me today, what's more likely, him being sacked after a year or him getting a 2-3 year extension? 100%, I'm going to say, oh, he's going to be gone after the year. That's how I view it. But do you see things differently, Will Picho?
Yeah, right now it's skeptical. Barcelona has youngsters on. Not like what Bayern had. Bayern during that time when he won the treble with Bayern, Bayern had like stars. If you compare,
Yeah.
like, yeah, if you compare Bayern then and like Barcelona, the Barcelona is speaking, it's different. So you can't, you really can't. Just we have to wait for him what he's going to deliver. And the other thing, he's the manager who beat the Barcelona 8 in the Champions League, right? When he was still at Bayern, that time when he won the Champions League.
What was your question? I
So
couldn't hear you.
I'm like, he is the manager who won the Champions League by beating Barcelona 8-3.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. I think you're right, though.
Yeah, so I think Barcelona sees him as a standard. They believe that he can deliver what he delivered at Bayern. The only
Mhm.
problem is that Barcelona right now has youngsters. They don't have like many. They don't have experienced players. Yeah, there is Lewandowski. There is Jao Cancelo and Jao Felix are going back to their respective teams. But there is and I think Gundogan in midfield and maybe Frank de Jong. But if you compare to him winning the treble with Bayern, his team isn't as good. This team is speaking isn't as good as the team he was in with Bayern.
Mhm.
There's a difference. So I'm also skeptical. I'm not sure if he's going to deliver what he delivered at Bayern. Think there's going to be a difference. Time will tell, as I say. You never know. Time will tell if he can, he can deliver or they might sack him after a season. Because right now everyone wants like what Barcelona really needs now is a Champions League title. So if he comes and he delivers that, I think it's going to be amazing. But time will tell. And if you add Barcelona's financial woes, just adds more mystery. I'm like, can he really do it? Can he really take Barcelona where they want to be? You know, those are the questions that are there. But time will tell.
Absolutely. And I just had an update from my producers on what you said. So, breaking news 4 years ago. So, again, this is breaking news. 4 years ago, Bayern Munich did beat Barcelona 8-2 in that Champions League final. Great recall on your part. I had completely forgotten about that. Uh, but let's remember, it was Thomas Miller, it was a Coutinho, it was a Lewandowski, it was an Alaba, it was a Boateng, it was a Thiago, it
Yeah.
was a
Oh.
Perisic, it was a Lewandowski. So
Oh.
complete apples and oranges,
Yeah.
like you're saying. But great recall on your part. They probably remembered that Champions League final, and they're like, we want that, and so this will solve everything.
I
What?
think they want to bring Hansi Flick here, like to do the revenge on Bayern, something like something like that.
Four years
They have
ago.
to like we really have to do revenge. We have to take our revenge. It was really
Yeah.
humiliating. And they had Messi. Remember, Messi was still at Barcelona, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
Messi was still in Barcelona, and
Two great
Davis
teams.
Davis yeah, Davis was the one who held Messi, and yeah, it was a great game, but Bayern ended up humiliating Barcelona, which was really bad. And Hansi Flick that season won a treble, and they put it on. On Guardiola, it was like, you never took a treble with Bayern, and I did. Then Guardiola was like, we can go back and get your Bayern team, I get my Barcelona team. We see who's going to win. There was something like that going on, but you know, Hansi Flick is now at Barcelona, and I think we want to see him if he can do the treble thing with Barcelona. If he does that, I think he's going to be better than Pep, right?
I mean, like you've always said, you never know. I gotta say, well, Picho, you have been excellent today. Really pulling out that ball knowledge. So well done to you. We got to get out of here. Go ahead. Any closing thoughts before the FA final?
No, praying for Manchester United. Yeah, we can't wait, but maybe Manchester United and Ten Hag will give us a surprise before he leaves Manchester United, and it's going to be an amazing game. But the under the underdogs are facing the big dogs, so the big dogs, we know it's Manchester City. They've done a 4 in a row, and I don't know. They still want to take this one too. So if Manchester United gives them a hard one and takes it, we're really going to celebrate this because no underdogs beating the big dogs. But Manchester United, we as the Manchester United fans, we are going into the game. We know that we are going to play with a big club, and we expect a loss. But if we get win, it's really going to be interesting. The surprise, and we'll have to celebrate it. It's just going to be a really good night. Seeing Manchester United lifting the trophy, and it's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. Well, Picho, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate you. This has been Total Football Breakdown. Check us out, total. Check us out here at sportspulse.com at sportspulse100. This is the Total Football Breakdown. We also are on Stitcher for their podcasts. Well, Picho, until later, we're about to do a morning show here, and then we have our afternoon show. And I'm going to make a guest appearance on another show to put out our work further. Also, if you're on Newsbreak, go check us out there as well. Well, Picho has a fantastic article up there. Harry Kane's potential return to England in the works. So go check that out as well. Well, Picho, till the next time.
Bye, bro.